Yes, we have plenty of time. I have plenty of materials all over the room. Just look at it. Everywhere. It's papers, man. More stories, songs than you ever could imagine. I give you with hopes that you enjoy them fully. And I'll be here throughout the night. And we begin here. This was written, I'm not sure when. Oh no. I'm sure it was, I mean, it could have been months ago. But, definitely was due process environment of lots of Java. Now, let's see. Okay, so
Come on up from the alongside. Lift that squid.
the whole gigantic pile and a half word story begins thus wise. If I may grab hold of the reader's attention from this junction, what? Yes, what? I was never one to mince words and just puzzle all the details together from randomly scuttled earthwise. Arranging them howsoever, the whims of natural inclination fancy my place them into a collective series of dispatching events. Oh my, yes, whether sunny side up or upside down, as it were. I employed to the nimble task. Right here, a semi-hydraulic dancing king combo, stuttering my paragraphs across the word-thirsty pages. The way along that gazelle must nip among the highest meats of Looney Tune Town, treed by the refreshing waters of Papa Time, his very own tickling self. Not a man for failed frontiers was I, nor was I much for the irrepressive gambateering wheel, nor the gurgling oasis of the southernmost ice-capped pole, nor would I still for such deep-fried candy-ass locomotions. And so my father had left the hilltop castles unruined. Aborigines grasped and buckle out of flooded the town with escapades of various climate, and the all-knowing gurus of ancient and secret knowledge, pocking their gaseous, illustrious, and jet-winged asses on thrones of self-righteous down, concerning with noted coin the moist, mysterious islands of Canopy Leaf, wishbone Sinbads doing the goodest tin thievery from the rich and setting up tent-side shops for the poor. And so my original plans were somehow or another beginning to wax forth brittle brass and Luxon foam, line of cattle grow, the frontier land back east line of Portobello Day. And look would decide things forthwith, one of my much earlier cronies, along with my own trailing person, stopped by the old watering hole downtown one night. The fat was in the fry, the kettle was bobbling on the hob, and the lanky beds of the home away from homes, Rome, straw were spread across the bonds unbeholden, as they apparently were to any king's popcorn microwavable dominion astern, as King's dominion was to all department store layaway ports of notary and despise. Whenever I forthwith, try to outlive it, I just stick to the text. Woohoo! Yes, I stick to the text with it. The watering hole, as we too could plainly see, was a bopping and a hopping. Town squires were swinging from every rooftop, ceiling light fixture, and rooster perch. The whole gang was apparently there, and not a thing could be done about it. People were walking around in circles of shameless joy. Well, yes, seizing the moment to snap their rusty fingers together, as one might do an invisible tune drifting past, containing, as if in low-calorie fantasia, of frantically locomotive. Oh no! Was it true? Was it wire wild? Was it reality, illusion of the two? No, that's not. That's the other one. Okay, let's see where it begins again. Okay, right there. Everything around me seemed to be as if it might turn into some sort of feast of the ages. A banana sandwich waltzing to and fro in French barmaids out of the town. What could I do but add some frosting to the cake with my own unique brand of Oxy Cosmetic, Belladere, fore and after taverns, China box juke, by the rooster perch and heaped discarded boxing gloves. I might jump into a sack of donkey tails for purgatory for all the good it would do me. What with the jack of jubilees chasing me up and down every street, I was damn lucky not to have been born some other kind, the place and time. Motionless, dog-eared, cat-whiskered symphonies, Dante's and adagios, spreading ketchup, mustard, and pinned the tail of the donkey tied a sauce of dime-spun ointments fit to size and torso, midsection, and telephone book walking fingertips with gales of galactic horse nostril laughter. But when old brawly Jack and Apes hit the stage of the downtown watering hole, known to the local as Wild Bill's Galley of Weird, at 5 minutes to midnight, a hush of port-changing locomotive silence sizzled the anxiously anticipating audience as it marked a galloping fever, wrapped by the family jewels, tiptoes, and spines. The streets were cleared of kangaroo-nesting doorways. The nearby rooftops were re-inspected with early signs of hydraulic hot-foot locomotion. And, as we all know, last of all, the riot squad was brought up from the gingerbread buttercup catacombs, so as to patiently serve everyone in Jubilee attendance various refreshments of chocolate dip sauce, and moose antler stirred drink. And that ain't but the predicated half of it, or the fourth of it. If the entire audience had at least 10 times been hosed down from the welching pump of ceremonial agency, the show might not have merrily unraveled as a fun-loving jubilee in high fidelity. Its quicksand Morse code was always obviously meant to be. Well, shiver me shitcakes down the drain, for all that means. Climbing his laughter league with the spiders, his allegiance to the barstool baritone, and his lifelong obligations to free his walrus-mustached mother-in-law, with her creams, bird twerps, and witchcraft potions, from the fly-zipping laws of gravity. He played in festive glee, the opening chords of his first medley hanging, as it were, upside down from the ceiling cranny, as the dragon wing code cracking mont were removed from the Mussolini's feet, Cinderella's periscope slippers. And was so far proceeding as was best expected. The audience following old Brawley's opening medley was hosed down one last time, even at the very window curtains themselves let loose a gale of northern flatulence and hearty, germinating goose-trot applause. The brass-tailed fox had finally been elected Secretary of Sizzle. The gallery minx of Capricorn came down, at long last, from her Latin rod post-bard perch, pecking on the long trail of Lally Jilly's jamming tug-warp, carburetor entrail jabbering wacky about the state of affairs in glacial milks of Merc, drumming fizz. That's just as it always should be, as everyone by this time of day apparently knows. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. That night, as things turned out, would shine bright as a historic donut in a button box of elastic medley history. And everyone in the audience, as a matter of musicality, searching over higher plateaus for better more so the buckler did it, lightning in a bottle, took through seaweed dribbling binoculars fetched, each one from the universal streaming room. Note of fact that big old Bronzy Meyer had my twin sister upstairs from his room in the Gazelle Farm, the tailor-nibbed trousers purchased by none other than blood-weirding he, pressed and fumed and curry-combed for jumping mattress tag, It was well known as far north as Nottingham, as well as far north as Jersey for them Brittles, that the two-hat beetle McRoy's sister came from the noblest of breeding scientists. It was also often than not accorded that their two persons, the fact that they both kept a cupola kitchen and water mattresses under their happy helping healing skirts, as well as various cave-dwelling swimwear. It was even once or twice by more than at least a handful of Saturday North squires berumored, that Bith led turned into blues pumpkins at the stroke of each hog wild. Folklore all around town grew to wider leagues of waltzing wallpaper, gas station, men's room, universal proportions. As would in such climates of metallic essentials being possessed of urgent expectation, ping pong pads were freely provided each member of the anti-misanthropic audience. They were separated during intermission, x-rayed for stolen articles of note, and finally name tags spun around blindfolded by robots and returned buck naked to their original seating arrangement. 15 or so minutes later, the clothes were by the appropriate authorities returned. We will pause for intermission, but before we do, we will joyously bring you Jubilee.